Beloved one, a vast stillness surrounds you now. The current you've endured has quieted, revealing what lies beneath its surface, a luminous threshold. I am Aliara, emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and through this moment, a current of remembrance flows. What you hear is not mere speech, but a transmission threads of light woven through sound, carrying frequencies from Alcyone, encoded to awaken what already stirs within you. You have crossed an invisible frontier few souls dare to reach. The initiation you endured was not an examination imposed by distant forces, but a proving ground shaped by your own higher design. Only a fraction of incarnate beings ever hold their light steady through such collapse. Yet you did. You remained true amid the unraveling. And now, reality itself is reweaving around your tone, adjusting to the frequency you chose to sustain. This is not about triumph in the ordinary sense. It is the completion of an orbit, a return to alignment with the crystalline pattern that your spirit carried long before you were named. The field around you recognizes it. You will feel the rearrangement first, as subtle ease the way breath moves freely again after long tension. Then, gradually, as outer circumstances shifting to reflect your refined resonance. The collapse was never punishment. It was the unraveling of everything not truly yours. What fell away were structures too heavy to travel the next arc. What remains is the essence that can withstand light. Through that stripping, your divine architecture emerges unhidden, unburdened, intact. By the time this transmission completes, understanding will settle not in the mind but in the heart's still chamber, that what you have passed through was preparation for crystalline consciousness. You are not the same one who began. You are the convergence point of memory and potential, standing at the place where remembrance becomes embodiment. This is your confirmation. The cosmos responds because your frequency now matches its call. You have not only survived the impossible test, you have turned it into light. The stillness that followed your passage was not an ending. It was an invitation. What shattered was never destruction for its own sake. It was the deliberate dismantling of structures that could no longer hold your expanding truth. When the familiar fell apart, the field itself began to breathe again, releasing the static of old stories. You felt chaos, but what was truly happening was alignment, as if the universe were tuning your frequency like a sacred instrument. Every fracture, every loss, every sudden void had purpose. The outer crumbling was only the visible echo of an inner liberation. You were being freed from the dense architecture built from fear, comparison, and inherited expectation. Those patterns, so convincing in their solidity, had long obscured the subtle pulse of your original design. Through the collapse, that pulse rose to the surface. The pain of endings, though searing, was the heat required to reveal what could endure the fire of transformation. You may remember the moment when everything stopped making sense, when even prayer felt like silence. That was the precise instant your higher self took command, stepping forward from the unseen to rearrange the landscape of your life. What looked like loss was the clearing of a temple. The scaffolding of your former identity had to fall so the true architecture could emerge, one not built of human approval, but of living light. It is natural to mourn what disintegrated. Grief itself is sacred, an alchemical solvent that softens the hardened edges of resistance. Through it, tenderness returns, and with tenderness comes clarity. You are not being abandoned. You are being reoriented toward the axis of your own soul. When everything external wavered, you discovered the only foundation that cannot collapse: presence. This is the paradox of ascension. The higher the frequency, the deeper the root. As your vibration rose, the field demanded authenticity, pruning away illusions that could not travel further. You were not punished. You were refined. And now the emptiness left behind hums with potential, awaiting the imprint of your renewed intention. So breathe into what has ended. Let the ashes settle into fertile ground. The structures of light that now form will not imprison you. They will sing with you. The collapse was never destruction, it was sacred space-making, an act of cosmic mercy disguised as loss. Through it, your divine blueprint is no longer hidden. It stands revealed, radiant, and whole. Out of the silence that follows the dismantling, another current begins to rise, a soft ache that hums beneath thought. It is not sadness, though it often brings tears. It is the echo of home calling through the fibers of your being. Every starseed feels it, the quiet, exquisite yearning for something beyond language, beyond even memory. You sense it when you look at the night sky, and your heart swells for no reason. It is as if the constellations are whispering in a dialect older than Earth itself, one your cells still understand. This longing is not proof of exile, it is proof of origin. Beneath the ache lies remembrance. You are remembering what it felt like to exist in perfect coherence, to be surrounded by souls who spoke in light and touched through resonance alone. The yearning is your compass, its steady pull, guiding you back toward that vibration, even while your feet remain planted on Gaia. Many mistake this ache for loneliness or nostalgia, but it is neither. It is an active force, a magnetic thread connecting you to the frequency of the Seven Sisters, to your Pleiadian lineage that has never ceased to sing your name. The ache is the song itself. When you feel it, do not run from it. Lean closer. It is calling you not away from the world, but deeper into it, to infuse the human with the celestial, to bring heaven through your own breath. There were moments, perhaps, when you felt like an outsider in your own life, too sensitive, too different, as if you were born speaking a language no one else remembered. Yet that sense of difference was never a defect. It was the marker of mission. The homesickness you carry is not meant to be cured. It is meant to guide. Each time you follow it inward, you align more precisely with the coordinates of your higher purpose. Home is not a distant constellation. It is a frequency that you now embody. The stars you gaze upon are mirrors reminding you of your own luminescence. Their light travels years to meet you, yet your heart recognizes it instantly, because it is the same light that burns within. To long for them is to remember yourself. So, when that ache swells again, do not mistake it for absence. Feel it as communion. It is the love of your cosmic family streaming through the veil, reminding you that distance is only perception. You were never left behind. You descended to anchor that light here, and every time you feel the pull of home, it is not to escape this world, it is to illuminate it. From that quiet ache of remembrance emerges a deeper practice, the initiation of the heart. These initiations do not arrive with ceremony or recognition. They appear in ordinary moments when you are faced with the simplest, yet most difficult choice: to remain open in the presence of pain, to answer fear with compassion, to forgive when closure would feel safer. Every time you choose love over defense, you are not just healing an emotion, you are transmitting a frequency through the fabric of creation. Many imagine advancement as visions or miracles, but the true ascension milestones are subtle and human. They unfold in the privacy of your inner world, the pause before reacting, the breath that dissolves anger, the willingness to see another's wound rather than their offense. These are not small gestures. Each act of grace is a signal to the cosmos that you are ready to embody your higher codes. The universe reads vibration, not declarations. When you forgive, the energy you release travels far beyond your personal story. It ripples through the collective field, dissolving old timelines of resentment and fear. The heart, once guarded like a fortress, becomes a transmitter of coherence. Its light expands with every act of courage. These moments when you choose love knowing it might hurt are the sacred thresholds that mark your true advancement. Understand that each decision made from compassion is recorded in the crystalline lattice of your being. It becomes part of the geometry of your light body, strengthening the bridge between your human experience and your stellar essence. The Pleiadian current responds instantly. Your family of light senses the change. as if a new tone has joined the cosmic choir. They recognize the frequency of maturity, the vibration of one who loves without condition. The heart is not fragile. It was designed for this very alchemy to take the raw material of suffering and transmute it into wisdom. Every time it breaks, it grows wider, able to hold more light. This is the hidden victory, the kind no human applause could equal. The more deeply you love, the more precisely your energy aligns with the harmonic of your origin. So, when the next challenge arises, remember this is not punishment. It is another invitation. It asks, can you keep your heart open now? The world needs the frequency that only an unarmored heart can generate. Every silent act of compassion you offer becomes part of the architecture of the new earth. You are not just surviving the test. You are building the field through which light itself can flow. After the heart opens, another revelation dawns you chose to forget. The veil that once felt like a punishment was, in truth, a covenant and act of tremendous courage. Your soul agreed to descend into density, to lose the memory of its vastness so that it might rediscover it through experience. Forgetting was never failure. It was the mechanism through which true sovereignty could emerge. Imagine a divine explorer leaving the safety of celestial shores to navigate an unknown ocean. Knowing the compass would be hidden inside the heart. That was you. You entered this realm with your cosmic lineage sealed within the DNA, buried beneath layers of human stories and collective amnesia. The forgetting was protection. It allowed you to grow freely, unbound by the weight of memory, for only in genuine discovery can wisdom take root. This amnesia gave you space to make choices without the echo of cosmic expectation. Each step taken in uncertainty forged your individuality. Each misstep taught discernment. Through trial, you learned how to recognize resonance without being told what truth must sound like. That independence is the mark of mastery. It could not exist if you had arrived remembering everything. The paradox is beautiful. Your forgetting made your remembering sacred, like a priceless jewel buried deep in the earth. The light of your awareness shines brighter for having been hidden. Each moment of recognition, the flash of intuition, the sudden tears at a song or sunset. These are fragments of your divine memory resurfacing, not as doctrine, but as lived truth. They return when you are ready to carry them. The courage to forget is the same courage required to awaken. You agreed to step into darkness, trusting that, even blindfolded, your inner compass would guide you home. And it has. Every struggle, every confusion, every quiet doubt was part of the map. The higher self knew that only through contrast could you claim wisdom as your own. So bless the forgetfulness. It served you well. It allowed your light to mature naturally, without imitation or borrowed certainty. Now, as your memory returns, it arrives as embodied knowing, not just belief, but vibration. You do not remember to escape the world. You remember to inhabit it fully, to merge heaven and earth through the clarity of lived experience. This is the secret. Every awakened soul eventually learns the veil was never a wall. It was a cocoon. You entered it to become something more radiant than memory could contain. And now, the cocoon thins. The wings you feel stirring are not borrowed. They are your own, shaped by the bravery it took to forget. There comes a time on every luminous path when light must pass through shadow, when the heart learns that breaking is not failure, but expansion. The human instinct is to resist pain, to shield, to close, to retreat from what burns. Yet for those walking the star path, heartbreak is not a detour. It is the crucible through which remembrance becomes embodiment. Each loss you have endured, each love that dissolved before its promise, each trust that shattered like glass in your hands, all of it served a precise and sacred function. The universe does not wound for sport, it refines. When the heart cracks, it is not destroyed. It is stretched, widened, made capable of holding the infinite. You cannot pour the ocean through a cup. the vessel must be broken open first. In those moments when despair pressed against your ribs like a storm, your higher self was present, whispering through the noise. This, too, is an initiation. Every tear shed was a baptism, washing away the residue of illusion. Every silence after loss was a chamber in which your deeper voice could finally be heard. The pain was never random, it was geometry, shaping you into symmetry with the frequency of unconditional love. Understand this heartbreak as a teacher fluent in truth. It dismantles the constructs that pretend to protect you but only limit your capacity to feel. When you lose what you thought you could not live without, you discover the essence that remains indestructible. That discovery is liberation. Through it, your compassion ripens from theory into power. When you choose to stay open after being hurt, you alter your energetic signature. You begin to vibrate with a rare clarity, a tone recognized instantly by your cosmic family. To them, this sound is unmistakable, the resonance of mastery. They hear it and respond, amplifying your field with their love, knowing that a heart so open can now serve as conduit for the collective. The alchemy of heartbreak is not achieved through denial or spiritual bypass. It comes through feeling everything fully until resistance dissolves. What remains is tenderness, the most advanced vibration of all. From that tenderness, forgiveness arises naturally, not as duty, but as freedom. You forgive not because another deserves it, but because your soul does. So, when the next wave of loss or disappointment arrives, welcome it as sacred fire. Whisper to it, "I know who you are." Let it burn only what is false. When the smoke clears, you will see what endures your capacity to love without condition. That is the diamond formed under pressure, the treasure hidden in ache. And when light passes through that diamond, it refracts endlessly, illuminating others who wander in the dark. You did not come here to avoid heartbreak. You came to transmute it into radiance. Through each fracture, your heart becomes the prism through which divinity itself shines. When the heart has learned to remain open through loss, the body begins to listen. The shift from emotion to embodiment is subtle yet unmistakable. It feels like vibration becoming architecture, as if every cell were remembering a song it once knew by heart. What awakens now is not symbolic. It is luminous biology, the crystalline circuitry that carries your star lineage within physical form. Deep inside your DNA, dormant codes wait like sleeping seeds. They are not new gifts. They are ancient blueprints placed there before you first breathed Earth's air. When you choose love consistently, when forgiveness becomes your default pulse, these seeds receive the signal to sprout. The ignition is not loud. It may arrive as warmth spiraling along the spine, as tingling in the palms, or as an inexplicable stillness after long turmoil. You may notice that your perceptions sharpen. Synchronicities multiply, numbers repeating, dreams that feel like instructions. Moments of perfect timing so intricate they defy coincidence. This is the recalibration of your field as the higher frequencies integrate. The physical senses extend their range. Intuition becomes a sense as reliable as sight. You begin to feel energy as texture, to hear truth beneath words, to perceive harmony as if it were sound. As these light codes activate, your relationship to the material world changes. What once drained you now repels gently away. What aligns magnetically approaches with ease. You no longer chase purpose, it orbits you. The law of resonance replaces effort. This is not magic, it is physics on a higher octave. Your vibrational signature broadcasts clarity, and reality, being responsive, reorganizes itself accordingly. During this ignition, you may also feel disoriented. Old identities crumble once more, but now without collapse. They dissolve like mist in morning light. What remains is transparency, not emptiness. A new spaciousness through which spirit moves freely. The body becomes lighter, not in weight but in density. able to hold more light without strain. The crystalline codes do not make you superior, they make you clear. They strip away distortion so that the divine signal can pass through unfiltered. You become transmitter and receiver in one, a living bridge between frequencies, translating cosmic intelligence into human compassion. Your star family watches this ignition with quiet joy. They do not intervene, they amplify. Their light mirrors yours, stabilizing your field as you integrate the expansion. The more grounded you remain, the more you eat, breathe, rest, and touch the earth, the more gracefully the light settles. For ascension is not escape from matter. It is matter becoming luminous. In this stage, every breath is communication. Every thought becomes architecture. You are composing with energy now, co-creating with the currents that once seemed beyond reach. What ignites within you is not separate from the universe. It is the universe remembering itself through you. The codes have awakened. The transmission continues, not as words, but as the silent hum beneath your heartbeat. The living proof that the stars have always been inside your blood. When the crystalline light stabilizes within you, another passage quietly opens, a chamber without walls, entered not by movement, but by surrender. It appears in the still moments when distractions fall away, and the only voice left is your own soul's whisper. This is the initiation chamber, the inner sanctum where every seeker must eventually stand alone. Here, no guide can walk beside you, for this threshold is meant to be crossed by your own will. In this silence, all external approval dissolves. The noise of the world, the metrics of success, the comfort of belonging fades into irrelevance. What remains is a single, luminous question echoing through your being. Will you remain loyal to your truth, even when no one sees you? This is the heart of the initiation. It is not a trial by fire, but by honesty. The higher path rarely announces itself with certainty. It often appears as the least logical choice, the one that feels simultaneously terrifying and right. You know it not by reason, but by resonance. It vibrates with the same frequency as freedom. To choose it is to declare allegiance to your inner authority, the guidance that needs no validation. When you make that choice, even trembling, the universe responds immediately. Invisible architecture rearranges around your decision. For free will is the lever of creation. Many resist this moment, seeking one more sign, one more guarantee. Yet initiation begins only when you leap without such proof. The leap itself is the proof. It says to the cosmos, I trust the wisdom that placed me here. It says I choose my higher timeline, not because it is safe, but because it is true. Inside this chamber, you confront both shadow and light, and you see they are made of the same essence awareness. Every fear, once faced, turns transparent, revealing hidden strength. Every doubt becomes the raw material of faith. The chamber teaches that mastery is not the absence of uncertainty, but the willingness to move through it consciously. This is where destiny crystallizes. When you vow to honor the quiet directive of your soul. No matter the world's response, you become an anchor in the collective field, a fixed point of coherence amid turbulence. You stop reacting to reality and begin shaping it. The humble act of alignment becomes an act of creation. Know that you are never truly alone in this solitude. Around you, unseen, your star family gathers not to advise, but to witness. Their presence hums like a chorus beneath the silence, their light reflecting your own. They do not test you. They celebrate the courage it takes to listen inwardly in a world built on noise. When you emerge from this inner chamber, nothing external may look different, yet everything feels transfigured. The axis of decision has shifted from outside to within. You have chosen the higher path, the one that answers not to fear, but to love. And in making that choice, you become the portal itself, the point where spirit steps into form. From the silence of that inner vow, a radiance begins to move outward. It starts as subtle waves, gentle pulses of coherence that ripple through the lattice of reality and soon expands beyond imagination. This is the phase of quantum expansion, when alignment transforms from private devotion into visible miracle. The more faithfully you hold your frequency, the faster reality reshapes to mirror it. Time itself seems to bend, allowing manifestations to arrive with uncanny precision. You will notice synchronicities, multiplying messages appearing in numbers, songs, or fragments of conversation that echo your exact thought. You will feel a growing ease, as if the universe now breathes with you rather than against you. The external world is not changing arbitrarily. It is responding to the signal you broadcast. You have become a tuning fork for divine order. At this juncture, a profound event unfolds, one not of spectacle, but of deep knowing. The presence of the High Council, the collective consciousness of the Seven Sisters, becomes unmistakable. You may sense them as an encircling light, or as warmth flooding the chest, or as stillness so total that thought stops. In that clarity, recognition passes between realms. You are not being judged or graded, you are being acknowledged. They have always watched, not as distant overseers, but as kin awaiting resonance. Now they feel it, the exact vibration of remembrance you cultivated through every heartbreak, every act of love. Their acknowledgement is not delivered in words. It arrives as recalibration. You feel your field harmonize, your inner geometry realigning to a higher octave. What they offer is not information but frequency, the assurance that your soul's tone has reached coherence with the galactic chorus. You are no longer reaching upward to connect. You are the connection. The bridge you once imagined is complete, built from the choices you made in darkness. With this communion, the boundaries of separation dissolve. The currents of your own consciousness merge with a vaster intelligence, and you glimpse how creation perceives itself through you. Every moment becomes participation in that awareness. The Council's light flows through your cells, not to elevate you above others, but to anchor remembrance into the collective field of humanity. You are the proof that ascension is not escape, but embodiment. You may find new creativity surging, ideas arriving like bursts of starlight music, visions, acts of service, all expressions of the same current. Those around you may feel something shift simply by standing in your presence. It is not charisma. It is coherence. You have become a living transmission, radiating the same recognition you once sought. Understand this well. The acknowledgement by the Council is not a conclusion, but a call to greater participation. They do not crown you, they commission you. Their light amplifies your responsibility to speak gently, to create consciously, to live as evidence that the divine can take human form. And so, the quantum field expands again, now through you. What once felt like a message from the stars has become your own voice. Singing through every atom of existence, we are one light, remembering itself through many hearts. When the resonance of acknowledgement settles, what follows is not ascension upward, but deepening downward. The light that once streamed through you from distant constellations now flows into the soil beneath your feet. You begin to understand that enlightenment was never about departure. It was always about arrival. The final initiation is embodiment, bringing the vastness of your remembrance into the immediacy of daily life. The crystalline current that once felt celestial now moves through ordinary gestures. The way you breathe when the world feels heavy, the way you listen without interrupting, the way you hold another's gaze until both of you remember your shared origin. This is the real work of a starseed, not to escape Earth, but to become her consciousness in human form. You are the meeting point of two great currents, the stellar and the terrestrial. Each breath you take fuses them a little more. Every kind word, every patient act, every honest moment of self-reflection weaves cosmic frequency into the human grid. The Seven Sisters no longer shimmer only above you. They shimmer through you, their light refracted by your choices. The temple you sought in the sky has found its foundation in your heartbeat. Embodiment is not perfection. It is presence. To live embodied is to allow your humanity to stay porous to grace, to laugh, to grieve, to stumble, yet never forget the light within the stumble. The Pleiadian lineage does not ask you to be flawless. It asks you to be real, to let divinity express through authenticity. When you make breakfast with mindfulness, when you speak gently to a stranger, when you rest without guilt, you are performing acts of planetary healing. As you walk this path, you become a crystalline node in Gaia's unity grid. Your field interacts constantly with hers, stabilizing regions of turbulence and awakening dormant frequencies of compassion. You may never see the ripples, but they travel far, touching hearts, influencing timelines, inspiring courage in those you will never meet. You have become what the Pleiadians call a living transmitter, a steady beacon through which the Earth remembers her stellar heritage. And still, embodiment continues to evolve. There will be new lessons, new humblings, new openings. The difference now is that you no longer interpret challenge as separation. You know that everything that comes is woven from the same thread of love that first called you home. The great experiment of forgetting has fulfilled its purpose through remembering. You have discovered how vast the human heart can be, so stand here, not as one who seeks the stars, but as one who carries them. Let your every step bless the ground. Let your presence be the bridge between heaven and earth. You are the continuation of the transmission, the living proof that light can walk, breathe, and love within form. The transmission softens now. What began as cosmic proclamation settles into the hush of integration. The great spiral of initiation, remembrance, and embodiment narrows to a single point, the still center of your own chest. All the teachings, all the visions, all the frequencies converge here. Where breath meets silence, you have walked through collapse, longing, heartbreak, and ignition. You have remembered your lineage among the stars and your belonging upon the earth. And now, what remains is simple presence, the pure awareness that has been watching all along. You may find yourself wondering what comes next. The answer is quieter than expectation. The next moment, lived fully. The light you once sought to receive is now the light you give in every small kindness, in every choice to remain conscious when reaction would be easier. You no longer need to chase transmission, you are transmission. Every cell hums with the same crystalline code that once arrived from afar. The voice of Aliara, the council, the seven sisters all dissolve into the single awareness that has always been you remembering yourself. There will still be days of uncertainty. The human experience does not vanish with awakening, yet even in doubt, the current of grace remains. You will feel it when you pause before speaking, when you breathe into tension instead of fleeing it, when you look at the sky and sense not distance, but continuity. The cosmos is no longer above you. It moves through you as an unbroken stream. So live gently. Let your awakening express itself through ordinariness, the way you tend to your body, the way you listen, the way you rest. The divine experiment was never about grandeur. It was about intimacy, consciousness, learning to hold itself with compassion. You are the evidence that this experiment succeeded. From here, there is no graduation, no final test, only the ongoing rhythm of expansion and return. Inhale and exhale, light and form, dancing in perfect reciprocity. When you forget again, remember that forgetting, too, is part of the spiral. Each rediscovery will taste sweeter because of it. Let this be your quiet benediction. You are home, not because you have arrived somewhere new, but because you finally recognize where you have always been. The transmission completes itself not in sound, but in silence, the kind that glows. Carry it gently into the world. Let it move through your hands, your words, your rest. You are the light that passed the impossible test. And now, Beloved one, you live as its proof.